11 jobs that will disappear in the next 20 years due to AI. AI is a buzzword these days, with everyone from Elon Musk to Bill Gates talking about how we need to prepare for the coming of AI. But what if I told you that many of your job descriptions are about to disappear? I've got a bad feeling about this. That's right, I'm going to predict 11 jobs that will disappear in the next 20 years due to AI and robots. These are jobs that most people don't think will be killed by automation. The next 20 years could be pretty crazy for some industries and careers, but hopefully it will all be for the best. With some historical perspective and understanding, though, we can prepare for the future instead of dreading it. So let's begin. Number 1. Soldiers and Army pilots. The Army is the best sector for coming up with new ideas. It will be the first to accept it and use it. Back in the day, who won a war was based on who had the most significant military units. Now it's all about new tech. Individuals no longer ride horses into battles with bayonets because it would be wasteful. Drones can reach a target more precisely than a person could, and the pilot can do it from the other side of the globe while seated in his coach. Human troops are still needed, however, not how we understand them. They are needed for special operations. They are the best and only employed when no other available technology exists. Number 2. Drivers. You'll shortly be unemployed if your employment involves driving machinery, cars or vehicles. Taxi, buses, trucks, Uber, and courier drivers will soon be automated. The US has 15.5 million trucks and 2 million tractor trailers. A self-driving truck does not require a break for resting and is on the route 24/7, and we already possess the tech. Germany's government already backs self-driving trucks. Next-generation Tesla vehicles will be fully autonomous. Elon Musk believes it will take 1 to 2 years to make the tech perfect, and 3 more to secure official approval. All auto manufacturers are moving towards electric and self-driving vehicles, and those who don't will fall behind. Upcoming cars will be like elevators. Push a button, and you're there. What will occur to the 20 million current drivers? Number 3. Farmers. Agriculture was once a major employer, but it has changed drastically. On a global level, farming has been automated, with only a few highly trained employees operating heavy equipment from the workplace via wireless links. In the past, you had to measure your field, plant it, harvest it, and move it. Drones and satellites measure stuff now. Earth or seedlings are weed resistant. Special hardware makes harvesting and planting faster, and self-driving vehicles will shortly be deployed. In the coming years, being a farmer will be just as prestigious as being a banker or fund manager, as few individuals will control what you eat. You're too late if you think it's crazy that only a few individuals will prepare our food. Only 10 businesses handle most global food and drink brands. They produce almost everything you consume. Few of them are Nestle, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Kellogg's, Mars. Number 4. Publishing houses. The daily paper has stopped. The online world is chewing up everything, and this is hurting print media. You no longer have to read the newspaper to find out what's going on. Instead, you can use Twitter or live streams to find out as it happens. Usual magazines are all battled for their lives, not to stay alive individually, but as a whole. Even they have a successful brand. They are about to fail, even though they put a lot of effort into electronic content. Information is available, and there aren't many publishers whose brands are trusted enough to keep the engines running. The New York Times is an excellent example, since it is one of the few publications that has been able to put up a paywall so that readers can read their written material. With more people having access to news sources, it's hard for big brands to establish themselves in this internet world. Television companies aren't likely to be your news sources unless you are in your 50s or older. Number 5. Salesmen and Cashiers. In the United States alone, 8 million employees work as cashiers and salesmen. These folks will not have jobs for as long as they believe. I'm sure you've already seen self-checkout centers. They still have somebody watching over them, and they sometimes make noise, but the machinery isn't far from taking over this space completely. If you've been watching what the biggest companies and businesses do, it's simple to put the pieces together. Amazon bought Whole Foods for close to $14 billion. Exactly, Amazon is testing Amazon Go, a store on the corner where no one works, and you can just move in, get what you require, and leave. Sensors are becoming more popular because everything you buy is automatically deducted from your credit card. The tech needs to be slightly stronger than an individual to switch over. Number 6. Travel company. When was the most recent time you booked a ticket at a travel company? Sites like Skyscanner took over the flight ticket business. Booking.com has taken over the business of booking hotels, and Airbnb is causing problems for the hotel sector across the board. We don't need someone else to book our flight or hotel room. We can handle it on our own. You can also ask Siri to make the reservation for you. Number 7. Fast food workers. Do you remember when people wanted $15 per hour to work at McDonald's? Then automation takes over. If the wage for unskilled labor goes on, those currently making low salaries will be among the first to feel the effects. Fast food tasks are probably the most straightforward to automate and be genuine. It should have occurred after all, but businesses don't do it straight away since they didn't want to mess with something that's working perfectly now. And nowadays, with all the protest rallies, the government might start giving in. And that is when the automation wave takes over. Number 8. Manufacturing workers. When the Industrial Revolution happened, everyone who worked on the land moved to industries. The machinery that would simplify our lives was made by hand. In the process, and as innovation improved, these same individuals were tasked with making devices that produced other machinery that didn't need individuals. A silly thing to try is to compare how automobiles were created in the factories of Volkswagen 10 years ago to how they are now. Back then, many people worked together to produce the final product. Currently, you can watch simple software do the same thing. I heard an excellent quote a while ago that has trapped me. Since the factory of the future will only have one human and one dog, the human will be there to feed the dog, and the dog will be there to keep the human from touching the machines. Number 9. Waiting tables. Alright, they won't all be disappeared, but most of them have probably already left. People need to talk to others, but it's not always the situation. Occasionally, you desire to sit at the table, get your meals as promptly as possible, drink a certain mix of alcoholic drinks, and leave. All of these things can be done just as well with an iPad and a well-written algorithm. A growing number of restaurant chains are following this pattern all over the globe. Number 10. Bank cashier. I'm sorry to tell you this because the woman at my bank is always so nice to me, but we aren't visiting the bank to meet people. To be frank, we aren't going to the bank now, or we only go when we have to. If not, we use our phones to check how much money we have. Even the funds for the folks on our payroll are automatically sent to their accounts, so we don't have to complete a form with their information. When you need money, you visit an ATM. Most banks around the world let you create an online account. If you want specialized services, you may be required to meet in person. Although even then, you could be able to complete the task over a video call. Number 11. Accountants. As of now, we've discovered that algorithms will be repetitive and tedious tasks. What does an accountant do? Look at all of your original data and put it in order. That seems to be what algorithms like to do most. There are about 1.3 million registered accountants and auditors in the United States. An ordinary accountant makes around $60,000 annually. Even though it costs $15 billion to build a brilliant AI, the software component will pay itself in less than 2 years. Because of this, people who work in accounting, law, and medicine are being targeted by AI technicians. Furthermore, the AI cashiers can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and never carry their issues to work. Do you have any other industries in mind which will disappear in the next 20 years due to AI? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.